Hello. The Gambrinus Company is proud to employ corporate, sales, marketing, brewing, and support personnel, and also partners with a family of distributors to bring its portfolio of top-quality craft beers to a dynamic and growing consumer base. Through disciplined sales and marketing practices, and working closely with its extensive distributor network, Gambrinus is committed to the development of its business with creating and brewing world-class beers. With confidence in its motto, beer brings enjoyment to the world, Gambrinus combines quality products, imaginative marketing, and an aggressive field sales force to build its brands to be market leaders while profitably growing the business of its brewery suppliers, wholesalers, and retail partners. On behalf of the Gambrinus Company, I give to you Shiner Bock. Welcome to Cold Cans. We got a special guest host today. Welcome to the show, Flunk Dawg.
Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. Joey is currently on his way up to Canada for a bachelor party. He just got back from Dubai, so that bastard's a little bit jet-lagged, and now he's going to go have a fun weekend up in Canada.
Yeah, there's no better way to recover from jet lag than a weekend of binge drinking.
Yeah, leg of the dog, as they say.
Leg of the dog.
So Joey's out, Matt's in, and the nation rejoices. Matt brought this beer in today. What caught your eye about the Shiner Bock?
I recently returned from Germany, so I'm a little jet-lagged myself, and the brewery name caught my eye.
Hell yeah.
Spätzle?
Yeah,
Spätzle?
I've always heard that, or Spätzle or something.
Which is a pasta dish that I had across the pond. But this beer is brewed in Texas, so it has really nothing to do outside of the name of Germany. But it's a Bavarian-style Bock.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what the thing says. In the same brewery where it was first made back in 1913, this gently hopped medium brown beer is the pride of Shiner, Texas. It combines old world Bavarian heritage with American handcraft brewing for a smooth, delightfully drinkable dark beer. Prost. Or Prosit, it says. So the thing I read at the beginning is the parent company of Spätzle Brewery is apparently called the Gambrinus Company. Also based out of Texas, they own Spätzle and Trumer, which is out of California. And I saw that on their LinkedIn page and thought it was funny and weird that they would include that. You would think a place that's like a brewery would be a little bit more hip than buzzword, like we're selling paper or something. But anyway, it made for a hilarious cold open to the show, and I'm glad the people liked it. Okay, Flunk Dawg, what are we going to talk about? You just got back from Germany, 4 days ago? 5 days ago?
4 or 5 short days ago.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, my fiance, I'm also getting married in a couple months. So.
Ooh. Cheers.
My fiance's family has, her sister lives over there along with her husband. So we decided to go visit. They live in a small town called Göttingen, which actually isn't that small. It's like 100,000 people.
Oh, nice.
But, few people have heard of it.
Is Gautier from there?
Yes.
Okay.
Goethe.
Okay.
So we went there to drink beer and visit with them and spent some time in another smaller German town, which I dubbed the Door County of Germany.
Nice.
So
okay.
Shout out to the Thumb of Wisconsin.
Our Wisconsin listeners will like that one.
We were by far the youngest people and the only English speakers, which was kind of cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually.
What a unique experience. Did anyone sort of like dismiss you or anything? Or were people pretty accepting of it, or they wanted to help you?
It reminded me a lot of Door County in that just because there was a language barrier, people still wanted to do whatever they could to make us feel welcome and to help assist us. And thankfully, a lot of the menus have English subtitles.
Oh, okay.
So we could know what we were ordering.
So in Door County, it's an age barrier, and then in Germany, it's a language barrier?
Age barrier to where we were.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. And we did have some issues, actually. Our first beer that we ordered, so the town is on the foothills of the Harz Mountains. which is the inspiration for a lot of the Grimm brother fairy tales.
Ah.
And the town kind
and
of...
for the rental car company, right?
Yes.
Hearts.
What can hearts do for you? Is that them?
I don't know.
So
Sorry, keep going.
the town's embraced this heritage, and there's like witches everywhere and like spooky artifacts. And we ordered witch's brew at the bar, thinking we were going to get some like craft beer, like brewed by the bar. And it was just a Pilsner with green food coloring.
So it was like St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
that
basically.
You find in Chicago or something.
It was red or green. So that was a
Witch's brew containing unhealthy food coloring.
Which will you get?
Hey now. Oh, that's good stuff. It's similar. Have you been out on the peninsula to like Forks, Washington, which is apparently
I've driven through
Yeah.
Forks.
Where the Twilight universe is set apparently in the books. And so they've sort of embraced that as well. They have like a sign up that says like no werewolves past this point or something. I am unfamiliar with the story at all, but I've heard
I thought it was vampires.
Or no vampires past this point. Yeah, something like that. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It's like playing into the tourism of it, like you're trying to get people to come in, so that's kind of kitschy, but it's also cool to sort of embrace it and
it's just like everyone's
mad about it.
Everyone's in on the joke.
Yeah.
Like
cha-ching.
Right.
The ultimate laughter to that joke. So that's cool. You were also in England for some time on this trip.
Visited a friend from college in Bristol, England, and spent a few nights in London also.
Thoughts? Any good drink in there?
I did plenty of drinking.
Okay.
The amber ale, the flat room temperature amber ale, is the beer of England, and I happen to embrace it. I thought it was great. It brings out the flavors as the beer was a little bit warmer, and I didn't really mind it being flat. They kind of like pump it out of these. It looks like a normal draft tap, but they pump it.
Okay.
And that takes out all. I think they pump it because it's not carbonated.
Okay. Right. That makes sense. It doesn't naturally rise through the thing.
And it was a little off-putting at first, and then I really came around to it. And by the end, I had the option of tap beer or the pump option, and I was opting for the pumps.
Ooh, give me that pump, Daddy. No, that's intriguing to me because that's one thing I don't like about beer is all the carbonation. It fills me up, makes me a little bloated.
Yeah, a little gassy, a little burpy.
Yeah. And then when I'm at the beach with my shirt off.
Yeah. You don't want to be all
like a
bloated.
whale.
You look pregnant.
That's right. Don't want to be pregnant.
Mommy, why is that man pregnant?
That's interesting. I've never had the warm flat beer, though. Do you think it'd be something that you'd be interested in drinking more often, or was it like a nice treat?
Well, I really like ambers, and the only time I encountered it was as an amber, so I would probably drink it regularly.
Is Rachel going to be happy with you and your amber?
Oh, what she doesn't
the wedding's
know
off.
Won't. But yeah, I think I would order it.
Okay. I would try it, certainly. I'm intrigued. I like that you drank a lot. You found some places to drink.
We pretty much ate and drank.
Any cool like brew pubs or breweries, that sort of thing over there?
Yes, especially in London, but it's not really a thing where you go to a place that brews their own beer. Like they all kind of have the same, 10 different local beers. And in Germany especially, beer is very regional. So the beer we were drinking in the small town in the mountains was not the same we were drinking in Rachel's family's town.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, they're all Pilsners, so that,
Yeah. Probably tastes the same as what you've had in America even. But,
yeah.
But it's still cool that it's local.
They have Budweiser over there too, but it's what they call the original Czech recipe, not the Americanized recipe.
Oh, right.
And it's similar, but it's nice. There's some subtle variations.
Okay. Some subtle variations in the piss water. Yeah, a Czech Pilsner, that's a specific type of Pilsner, right? I'm not exactly sure what it means, but someone out there will find it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cold Cans Nation.
Cold Cans Nation, hit the Google, hit the Bing, get those Bing rewards, search points. Next drinking topic, you got a wedding coming up in August.
Got a wedding.
What's being served?
Well, it's been a point of contention, so we're going to have at least a keg or two of probably Spotted Cow. If I get my way, it'll be Moon Man, but a craft beer from New Glarus Brewing, which I think you guys have had a few New Glarus beers.
I think only one. We've only done Spotted Cow. What is Moon Man again? What type?
I believe it's classified as an American Pale Ale.
pale. Okay.
So it's not as hoppy as an IPA, but it still is like nice, crisp, refreshing. Have you had any hazy IPAs?
Oh, yeah.
It's like similar to that in its hop level.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a huge hop guy. I don't love super bitter beers, but I love Moon Man. It's kind of that right balance.
The bitter boy himself, Joe Glock, if only he was here to tell us all about the benefits of a hazy IPA. But that's cool. I'd probably stay away from the Moon Man if I was at your wedding, but that's okay.
Well, you're not invited, so you don't have to worry about that.
Officially uninvited.
And then the question becomes, what type of cheap,
Yes.
mass market beer are we going to have?
What swill are you going to toss up for me?
I think it depends on price, number one. If I get my way, it would be, there was an award-winning beer back in, I think, 1893 that still holds its weight.
Is that so?
Yes. And actually, there's a blue ribbon on the packaging just to tell everyone how prestigious this beverage is.
Wow.
Brewed by Pabst in Milwaukee at one time.
I've heard that's a good company.
It was. So we would have PBR.
Okay.
But
that's solid.
It'll probably end up being Bud Light, I think, if we can only have one other option.
Sure. Get that light beer for the diet conscience.
It's the universal denominator.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy one to go back to.
Right. I mean, people
still hit the dance floor.
People
after 10 of
won't
those.
drink PBR, but people who drink PBR will always drink Bud Light.
Wow.
Yep.
That's the wisdom of a man who's ready to get married.
Yeah.
So you looking forward to it? Is it like you're going to have a big wedding? A lot of family?
A fair amount of family.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're limited in who we can have at the venue to 216 people, I believe.
Okay.
And I thought that would be plenty of people.
Right. That sounds like a good number.
It sounds like a good number, but we have large families, and suddenly that number became very small. But it's good.
Sure.
It allows us to not get too crazy. It keeps things to 216 people.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we've got a lot of the big stuff taken care of. Nice part about the venue we're at, they only partner with one catering company and one beverage company. So it's a monopoly. They can charge whatever they want, which sucks, but it also takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Sure. I guess, yeah. Keep an eye on the sunny side of that situation. How's the beer going down, by the way?
I love this beer.
So you've had it before?
I've had it a few times,
Okay.
yeah. I think it's that nice balance between flavor and drinkability.
Totally. I'm really liking this. This is the first time I've ever had it. Another look at the packaging here. It says, small town, small brewery. Every drop of Shiner beer is brewed right here in Shiner, Texas. Population 2,069.
Hey.
By a handful of local craftsmen who take pride in our little brewery and our classic Shiner Bock. That's fun.
Yeah.
So you're supporting small business. You're big on supporting small business, aren't
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Independent small businesses. You bet. I wish I could tell you someone notable that came from Shiner, Texas.
you? But there's no one?
I just looked it up, and according to this website, Wikipedia,
Unfamiliar with that.
yeah, a couple of Major League ball players that I have not heard of.
Oh, cool. Well, that's cool. Very Texas thing.
Yeah.
Let's go through some of their other beer offerings, because you and I were both on the website a little while ago and looking at, they have so many options available. They have a Wicked Juicy IPA, a Light Blonde, a Day Quencher Session Ale, a Lemon Pils, a Rosé Pale Ale, Ruby Redbird, which I think is like a grapefruit shandy, essentially, is what it sounds like, which I really love the pairing of grapefruit juice with beer. And then they have their Texas Heatwave series, which includes a prickly pear lager, a cherry limeade, some sort of beer, and a sea salt and lime lager. Mm-hmm. So like a Bud Light lime, but nicer.
Sea salt and lime.
Sea salt and lime. And then a Bohemian black lager. Germans call it a Schwarzbier, but Shiner fans know this as Shiner 97. Unusually smooth for a dark beer, our Bohemian black lager is brewed with roasted malts and Czech, Saaz, and Styrian hops. All else pales in comparison. Get it? Get it, you dumb... never mind. I don't swear on this podcast anymore.
Yeah, don't insult the listeners, Nick.
I know. Then they have their premium traditional beer, a Wicked Ram IPA, an Oktoberfest, a Shiner Holiday Cheer beer, and then back to Shiner Bock, which has 4.4% alcohol, 13 IBUs. available year-round in bottles, cans, and draft. It's a solid beer. This is going down nicely. It's not like a light sipping summer beer necessarily, but like this is the type of beer I like to drink anytime.
Yeah, and it could work in the summer. I think it's not prohibitive to that.
Totally.
But yeah, you'd want something probably maybe that was it sea salt and lime?
Sea salt and lime would make this go real smooth. I'm so curious to check out the rest of their offerings. I've never seen all of those. Maybe those are more local than this, which seems to be nationally distributed.
Yeah. I've never seen those either at the Quality Food Center that I picked this up at. I think I've seen the holiday cheer. Before, in the during the
little seasonal stuff. Cool. You really outdid yourself today, Matt. You brought a Pairable or Terrible for us to try.
I did. Just like the roasted malts that Shiner Bock uses in the brewing process, I brought some roasted sunflower seeds.
Hell yeah. So these are homemade.
Roasted
Pick the
them
sunflowers
myself.
yourself.
Yes.
Let me get a little handful here. Now tell us about the process of roasting these sunflower seeds, Matt.
It's an elaborate process that involves removing each and every seed from the packaging.
Wow.
Applying them to indirect heat of a skillet on the stove and roasting for about 10 to 12 minutes constantly.
Did you really do them on the stove?
Yeah.
Not the oven?
I did them on the stove, yeah.
Cool. Just because you can get a little bit higher heat, do it faster?
It just seemed easier to me.
Oh, okay. Sure. I guess if you're jostling it, that's easier to have it on the stove. They're good. But well roasted, my friend.
Could use a little bit more salt, but...
Yeah, I think in terms of beer snacks, it's always preferable to have like a ton more salt on anything. But no, those are really good. And I like, just kind of turns to a butter in your mouth, you know, and goes perfectly with a beer. I think it's very Pairable indeed. That's my shout out to Joey Glock saying indeed. Okay, let's get to the Beer Advocate score. This is a 3.19 out of 5, or okay. The style is described as a German Bock. The most ratings, like the highest one is a 3 on here, which, I mean, I don't know. It's a subjective thing, obviously, but like this is a solid beer. I would drink this beer anytime.
It seems a little low.
I agree.
To me.
But because it's not trying to do anything fancy, I think that's why it gets knocked down a few pegs. Which brings us to our ranking portion of the show. I am not going to list off every single beer as some hosts have before, but I'll throw out a section, Matt, and then you can help me place it.
Okay.
I view this between number 22 Rainier and number 32 Alaskan Amber. Are you on the web page, Matt?
I am.
Can you tell listeners what web page that is?
That's coldcanspodcast.com. And if you'd like to get to the page that I'm looking at right now, that's coldcanspodcast.com/rankings.
/ Thank you.
/
You don't want people getting lost on the web out there.
Do you have one of those 404 pages? Like, whoops, looks like we found or lost what you're looking for.
No, we haven't. We haven't done a cute one. Yeah, what could it be?
Like an empty glass. Like, looks like you need a refill. Go back to the homepage.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. If I had the technical knowledge to set that up, I might get right on that. No, I'm sure it's easy because Squarespace makes everything easy, baby. If only they were a sponsor of the show. Okay, what do you see it? Do you agree with that 10 slot I laid out there, which is just the start of the wild cards is what I laid out. Do you think it's in there? Do you think it's high? Do you think it's lower?
I think, it's right in that sweet spot. I wouldn't go lower.
Okay.
I think that's right where it is, like we talked about, and like the folks at Beer Advocate have noted. It's not trying to do too much.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, solid drinking, flavorful, lighter beer, but you don't compromise.
Yeah, very drinkable beer. And lighter only in just getting a picture there of the old Flunk Dawg. Good stuff. This lighting, the light's kind of weird. It's a nice in person, but it's not great for pictures. This is a beautiful light, by the way. It costs $400.
But the shadows it's casting on your face right now are sensual.
Divine and sensual. Okay, so Rainier, Liney's O, Newcastle Brown Ale, Overcast Espresso Stout, Fremont Parkland Pills, Sam Adams Boston Lager, Stella Artois, Leinenkugel Summer Shandy, Bud Light Platt, Great Lakes Christmas Ale, then Alaskan Amber. Where do you see it in there?
Probably like the meaty part of that curve.
See, the one that sticks out to me as like shouldn't be in there is Overcast Espresso Stout. I think it's a fine beer, but it doesn't belong because all these are just like smooth drinking beers. I would always pick them up before the others, or before that one. I mean,
yeah, I remember that. That was wild.
Were you on that episode?
Yeah,
you were. I think
yeah.
that was your first episode. Nice. So we got to put this above that fucker then. Oh yeah. Sorry, Dad.
I think when you said Rainier, I mean, I know it's the start of the wild cards, but it's like right there with like Rainier and Liney's Original. This reminds me a lot of Liney's Original.
Totally. And maybe a little bit smoother drinking, but Liney's does have 0.2% more alcohol, and it pulls at our heartstrings. Let's put it in at number 24, above Newcastle Brown Ale. That looks like a good a spot as any for it. So your new number 24 beer from Spätzle Brewery, Shiner Bock beer.
Woo.
Okay, Matt. Looking forward to your wedding. We're about 4 months out now.
Yeah.
Four-ish months out. Is it more of a thing you're looking forward to, or is it still just like sort of like nerves? A lot of nerves.
That's a great question. And like anything, probably a combination of the two.
Okay.
I think I'm really looking forward to the reception. Once the beer starts flowing and people stop kind of noticing everything and maybe nitpicking whatever they find to complain about. So I think overall I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
I have a lot of friends who have moved kind of far away. They're going to come back for it. A lot of family that I haven't seen in a long time. So it's been quite a while since I've had so many people in one spot. So hopefully everything goes well. I mean, it's a wedding. Like, stuff will go wrong, but as long as you keep it all in perspective, I think it's going to be a great time. So I think I'm looking forward to it more than nervous about it.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to being a part of it as well, and I'm officiating the proceedings during the ceremony, and I have some stuff written up. I haven't shown it to you guys yet, but I've got this idea for like a story that I'm going to tell that involves some other past experiences.
Okay.
And I can't decide if I want it to be a surprise for you guys or if I should run it by you to see if it's something that you're like, yeah, that's awesome, or like, no, why would you do that?
Yeah, I trust you.
Okay.
I think I'll leave it up to your discretion.
Okay. I'll glean some insights from other people and see what they think.
Yeah.
And then go with it.
Kind of maybe poll a few members of the audience.
Yeah, exactly. And see if I'm on the right track or if it'll offend people.
I would avoid profanity.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I've never sworn in my life.
Right. Well, at least not on this podcast.
By the way, before we sign off, what are the Pairable or Terribles going to be at your wedding?
Ooh, chicken cordon bleu.
Nice.
Is one Pairable. A burgundy pepper spoon roast.
Ooh.
Is another Pairable. And then we actually have these like super awesome like sausage stuffed mushroom hors d'oeuvre things.
Mama.
Yeah, I would get on that. We don't have a ton of them, but
okay.
They were really good.
Well, of course, I'll be at the head table, so I'll get first pickings at them. No, that sounds delicious.
And then to follow all that, we'll have sugar cookies, our favorite cookies.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a great, very Pairable wedding to be had. Thank you for being on the show today. One last cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, go out and find Spätzle Brewery's Shiner Bock. We'll catch you next time. The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com